All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DidioStream. I'm your community manager, Cordovan, and this is going to be the last show of the year. I will be done until January 10th is when I'll be back with the next Fridays at 4. So a couple weeks from now. So this is going to be the last one. As often happens, the games industry slows down quite a bit heading into the new year, and such is the case with me. I will be keeping an eye on things over the break. I will have some news about restarts and the Year of the Dragon activation that is, in fact, going to happen on December 25th. And I'll even show you a picture of it. I don't know if you've seen that yet. So that'll be happening today. And otherwise, it's really going to be a Q&A, kind of a hangout, a chill out. I would like to be inside of the game. Unfortunately, I have to say that as of 4:04 p.m. here on this Friday, we are facing some external service disruption. Uh, we're having some disruption in both the DDO and LoadShore game environments that is a cause external in nature to our systems or game environment. I can't really get into more detail than that, but other than that, happy holidays, everyone. But we're working to get it sorted, and the world's up. And if I can, or if people who are in right now are probably okay, and some people are able to log in, but we've got some stuff going on. We're working on it, and if I can get in game later, I want to run the new quests that debuted here with update 71. Otherwise, I think we'll just do some Q&A and hang out, and then call it a year. So. I've got a bunch of buzzing happening in my phone. Let me see what's up. Okay. Nothing relevant to me. So, let me talk a little bit about the latest news. I'll get to that in a second. So the first thing, wow, what happened to my What happened to my image? That's not even the right. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Just hang on a second. Hang on a second. Which one am I looking for? I am looking for this one. There we are. Oops. That's what I wanted to put up on the screen because I wanted to put a couple of pages up. We're going to talk a little bit about some sales and a couple other cool bits that are happening. And my camera is slightly off kilter, is it not? I can't handle that. Mike. So, first thing I want to mention is we have an extended bonus through really through December 31st, shut off on the 1st. So, DDO bonus days is going to bring you 25% heroic and epic XP now through December 31st. We're really just kind of doing one bonus here for our break period in addition to the other stuff that's happening like Festival. So let me bring that up because when next we meet, Festival will soon be over. This is continuing, however, with some cool new cookies, I think, this year, along with some other goodies that you can get from the Festival Jesters, so you probably do want to do this stuff this year. The coins are going to drop through January 7th. It'll be shut off when we do our weekly downtime on the 8th. And then the Jester will stick around another week, per usual, to collect any remaining Festival coins that you want to turn in through January 14th. And so that'll go shut off really the morning of the 15th. And then the current plan is the following Wednesday, that would be the 22nd, we'll go live with the Snow Peaks event. And the goal, at least what we have kind of penned in at the moment, is the Snow Peaks event will run through the through the 2nd of February, through that Sunday, the 2nd of February, shut off the morning of the 3rd. So that's what we got with Snow Peaks. Snow Peaks is just a return this year. I don't think we have anything new on offer for it, but it will be coming back for those interested in checking it out. The other big thing we have really going through the holidays is some sales work, and I'll be doing some sales publishing over the break here, regardless, because we do have special weekly deals and things happening that we'll be announcing next week as well. But for now, so through January 2nd, you can get Otto's boxes, Heroic, Epic, and Improved, along with the Mechanized Patrons Coffer. That is back through January 2nd. We have a web page up on that if you want to see some pictures and stuff. Also, Double Bonus Points is back. That's through January 2nd as well. Our newest December deal sales is 75% off Alchemist. So if you don't have Alchemist and you think you might want to, 75% off is about as cheap as it's going to get. Half off collectible bags and 35% off Tomes of Destiny. And then a free medium Guild Renown Elixir is our weekly coupon, and that is Memorable Moment. The other thing that we have happening, I don't have the page that I can put up for you yet, but I do have some images that I will be able to show, is that on December 25th, yeah, we're actually doing work on Christmas Day here, just a couple of us, not too many, just a little bit. But what we have going on here is we're going to be activating our next Year of the Dragon for December. So that kicks off on Wednesday, December 25th, and it runs through January 21st of 2025. So January 22nd will be the Year of the Dragon for January. You'll be able to speak to Zatharal, the Eberron Hall of Heroes, to get the Dragon Path Aura Footprints cosmetic unlocked for your account. Per usual, once you unlock it, you'll speak to Estraz to actually get it. And Estraz will be the vendor that'll get it to you initially and for as long as it's available in the future. And this is a couple images of what it's going to look like. This page is going to be going live something around on the 25th. But you can see the image now. So those are the footprints that'll be activated. They, it's if you have other footprints available, you're going to have to make a choice. But it will work with the other channels just fine. So the wings and the trail. And this is on a not Dragonborn version of the footprints. And that'll be available come December 25th inside of the game. I'm checking out chat here. Yes, sadly, I agree. The servers, they're not down per se, but there's a lot of instability in the server environment at the moment. And we apologize. We're working to correct it. All right. So they're similar to the gold footprints from Hardcore League Season 8 with some extra visual effects. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. I mean, they're their own footprints, but, they are footprints. And they're free. I hope you like them. I think they'll be cool. Let me say this quick before I get into whatever else I'm going to do here today. The next 2 weeks are going to be unusual for our weekly restarts because we usually do those on Wednesdays, and the next 2 Wednesdays are Christmas Day and New Year's Day in the United States. We are going to be shifting our restarts. So the restarts will be on Tuesday, December 24th, and Thursday, January 2nd. And they will just be restarts. So, but instead of it being Wednesday for the next 2 weeks, it'll be Tuesday and then Thursday for the second week there. And then when we get back, we're right back at it. We're underway with, update 72. We've got a producer's letter that we'll be working on. We've got our anniversary stuff that we've got happening as well, and a whole lot more that I don't dare speak about today. But we'll be right back at it in January, and I would hope to see a producer's letter and more information about 2025, as whenever we can get it done in the new year. All right. What do I have? I think I covered everything. Let's see if I can get in game. To be fair, though, the producer's letter, we haven't even started it yet. Work has been done on the roadmap, of course. 2025 planning is well underway, but the actual producer's letter part of it, everyone's been too busy to really worry about it. We've been working a lot on Cormier game performance and such, really within the past couple of months, and that has been a heavy priority that has, frankly, eaten away a lot of time. When I look at my own 2024 in terms of community stuff for Dungeons and Dragons Online, I think our biggest win so far has been that DDO Discord. I think the DDO Discord has really gone quite well, and it's been a thrill and a really fun place to hang out and have fun with. So if you're not there and you want to be, maybe check it out. I think, game-wise, we did pretty good too. I'm pretty happy with all of our content and things. But I'm really just talking about community manager stuff. I think when I look to 2025 for my own goals, for Dungeons & Dragons Online, one of the things I'm going to be doing in the new year is expanding our social media slate. The state of social media on the internet in 2020, well, really, I guess it's been going on for about a year or two now. But it's no longer just Twitter and Facebook. And in 2025 here, I'm going to be getting some new tools that will allow me to incorporate, like, say, Instagram Reels, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. And I think we're going to add all 4 of those to the Dungeons & Dragons Online slate. We want to do some vertical video work, and then that can go on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. We have been doing some TikTok and other advertising, so this will align with that a little bit as well. And then also, for those who want other social media, we're going to have Blue Sky and Threads available in addition to X and Facebook. And then that plus the Discord is pretty full social slate. But that's something I'm hoping to roll out here in 2025, is just start incorporating it into the workflow to expand out to those places. And then when I get them launched, I'll have independent announcements about, so you can find the URL to it. At this point, I don't have it set up. That's a January task. But it is a task that'll be hitting pretty soon when I get back. So that should be pretty cool. Yes, I did have to alter the OG post on Discord this week, because it was a busy day, alright? Alright? I don't know, what can I say? I've been busy, things happened. It was a busy day. What am I doing? I am going to sell once I get my game cam up, because I have got the game cam. Here we go. Yes, I'm an Evening Star. I've been planning. I'm on Kyber right now, and I'm planning. I forgot to sell all my inventory before I got on stream. So let's do that, shall we? That way I've got space to get new stuff here. I will probably get rid of most of this later, but let me just keep the stuff that I might theoretically want to take a second look at. Clearly I've been doing a little questing on this character off stream. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I have that. So I've got the legendary Celestial Topaz Ring, even though I'm a Dragonlord fighter, because I do actually use some spell points for my activated abilities, and therefore that wizardry comes in handy, along with the lesser displacement. And then the other ring I'm using for my insightful armor piercing and insightful constitution, along with the stunning bonus doesn't hurt, because this character does proc stunning blow and things. So I'm not sure I'm going to really be able to fit this ring into this character despite the insightful combat mastery. I think I'm gonna have to let that one go into the bank. And then this one's just for a character that isn't this character. Alright. So, let me take a look at chat. Still can't get past installing prereqs. Yeah, so like I say, unfortunately we're having some instability in the game environment. The game is up, but your ability to access it may be spotty. And it's something that we're working to resolve as soon as we can. So you can get to Evening Star now from Gatekeeper's Grove, and that was to facilitate really this quest pack happening, which is in the Wayloon docks. Kind of a underused part of the game. Until now. It's part of the Shadowfell Conspiracy expansion chain, for those who don't know. I don't want to talk about my loot luck on Heroic and the new quests, because people are going to accuse me of dev hacks, but I've had pretty good luck on the new quests here. We'll see how I do today. Oh, did I give myself a hireling cleric? I don't think I did. I think I'm going to need to go off screen quick and buy myself a bulwark. Yes, I'm going to do that real quick. Hang on. Let me take a look at chat now. A couple lanterns left. So, yes, I know in 2025, one of the more outstanding questions that I'm getting that we'll need to talk about is in whatever dating we wish to provide for the Lantern in the Mists event. You know, we've stated it is a limited duration event, but that we're keeping it open until we say so. And we haven't said so yet. But we also want to make sure we give people plenty of time to get their lanterns filled and do what they want to do. So we're really just kind of trying to keep an eye as to people's progress and do that as well. But it will be coming to an end here, probably sometime in 2025. And we'll have more information about the dating of it. I would say, hopefully with at least a 30-day notice in next year. Wyo is above greater than all? Yeah, I mean, Wyo's cool. But I'm level 33, and Wyo's level 20, whereas Bulwark is at least, what, 30? It's true, Kobold Warlord, that the access between Eberron and the Forgotten Realms is in part governed by the way that we want to use and are bound to use the license in some ways. You know, there is a certain amount, although we live in a multiverse and things, there is a certain amount of, you just can't have Kenneth Warforge blasting through, you know, some space in the Forgotten Realms and things. So we do have limitations, especially back in the day, when Menace of the Underdark came out. The way that video games treated IPs and the way IPs were monitored and such is perhaps a little different. And the games themselves, both our philosophies and the philosophies of our licensors, you know, it does sometimes shift a little over time based on business conditions and a whole bunch of other things. So it's true though that there, when Menace of the Underdark came out, we really did require people to really go through the story chain in Evening Star in order to be able to access the Forgotten Realms. And then eventually that has been loosened up, both with the addition of the Forgotten Realms teleport through the character generation for those who have purchased it in the DDO store or who are VIP, and the addition of the key to Evening Star, which is a way to teleport to Evening Star from wherever, and also then now the addition of it to Gatekeeper's Grove. So, yes, is the short answer. Although there was other ways you could get there from, like, say, the Hall of Heroes as well. So we have had other methods by which to do it, but it is true that over the years it has historically been a somewhat regulated restriction in terms of how we go from one to the other. Oh, you know what? I need to leave my hirelings behind too. There we go.
Being a rat has its advantages.
And the reason is I struggled a little bit last time I played this with not getting seen by this kitty cat. We'll see how I can do this time. Let me actually make my windows slightly smaller. Work. So unfortunately, I don't... Oh, here we go. So I need to try to not get seen by the rat catcher, and if I do, I'm just going to probably make a bolt for it, and we'll see if I can get through. But... oh, there's a note here you could read as well, but unless I change my mind, I probably won't. I've noticed that it's not so much that they sit there and not path, it's that their pathing seems to happen at a specific point where of distance that you reach from them. So I've noticed that when I go down the ramp, they start to move. And I think that's semi-intentional. Fortunately, I don't think I've got any of that I can do. No. Sorry, people. You'll have to be freed by someone else who isn't me. Alright. I do enjoy these new quests as well. I mean, you know, I work for the company, so I'm the bias. But I've been enjoying them as well. It's a nice quest pack. Low level as well, too. And some pretty decent low level loot, if you're into that. And, you know, for those of you who hate loot, maybe this isn't, you know... Okay. Now, hirelings. Your presence is requested, and your value is deemed worthy. Yeah, Night Shield clicky necklace, definitely. It's true, Dark Wolfer, you can just sort of bolt it and do it if you want to. I think the main reason you would not want to is to read the note for the optional. Or just to prevent yourself from getting attacked, maybe.
Pulls out once more. The challengers win, earning them the chance to move on to the second arena. Was
Yay.
this victory true skill
Okay,
or
that
dumb
is just...
luck? Only time will tell.
I'm not here to tell you whether to run optionals. I tend to... It depends is the answer for me. Can't do that one yet. So, it's over here, I believe. Okay. Oh, it's just in here. Yeah.
Let's all welcome the newcomers
All right.
to the second arena. Their opponents this time are straight from the snowy peaks of the Stormhorns. A band of fierce and deadly orcs.
A band? Wow, I love music.
Brutal fight is win.
Ah, must be a hardcore band.
Unbelievable! The warband has been defeated. There will be a
Yay.
brief pause to give the newcomers a chance to rest and wash the blood off their blades. But the question remains, do they have what it takes to make it all the way?
I mean... Fine, make it.
Night Brigade lackeys guard the door leading further into the cave system. So far, you've played their game. Now, it's time for them to
I'll
play
hit you up at the
yours.
first sign of trouble.
I don't know. So I think I've pretty well rolled through all the news. We do have some big plans for 2025, but I can't, nor should I, nor do I want to cause myself a whole bunch of work right before I go on break for a while. All right. We'll chug that as well. I am not a XP saver. I tend to just sort of grab and go. That's how I roll. Really? Bulwark is already gone. Nice going, guy. I would say this, it's a little hard to say this right now since we're having some external game disruption happening, but we did a bunch of work with our patch last week related to game performance on Core Mirror and elsewhere, And so far, so good. We'll see how we roll through the weekend here in particular, because I think, you know, time since last game update matters. But assuming things look as good this weekend as they looked so far this week, outside of what we're currently dealing with, which really isn't related to anything within our control, directly within our control anyway. Cormier's looking good. The game performance work we did is looking good, and a lot of that has to do with these bulwarks and pets and such. One of the things we discovered is that they were doing a lot of detection and kind of erroneous pathing and things like that, which, you know, you can see as Tolero as a stride. Once you start peeling back the layers on things, you start to get a better sense of what's going on behind the scenes. And one of the things that we identified was that hireling and I internally it's called pet behavior, but it's animal companion behavior, like your druid animals and your ranger wolves, that kind of thing. Artificer Iron Defenders had a pretty significant source of communication hangups that was really deleterious to the game environment, and we were able to fix that in last week's patch. You know, we didn't hype it up too much, but we did put it in the notes, and we're like, yeah, we're really hopeful on this one. And so far, the answer is really good. The number of, say, we can actually, part of the performance work we've been doing is to essentially create an alarm system to identify frequency of things that are under investigation, and then monitor, you know, are you seeing this 4 times a day, 40 times a day, 4 times a week, you know, whatever. And you can start drilling down into things and get a better sense of where you need to be moving towards from that work. And so we've been doing that, and things are looking very good right now, related to the changes that went in for Cormier. So that is excellent news. Expanding pet choice. I wouldn't say never, but it's definitely not something that is on any kind of short-term agenda I have heard. I think before we would want to do something like that, we would probably want to take a more holistic look at the way we do these kind of creature companions and summonable things with hot bars to begin with. And I think that we would probably do a bunch of work to sort of shore up the way they work before we would want to expand further options for them. That's work that is more pressing and I think more necessary. But this change should be great. So if it, like Dark Wolfer, you're saying that you use your wolf, you're a wolf guy. So I would be really curious to see how, minus what we're dealing with right now, what your experience is like over the weekend, because, you know, the issues that these kind of things identified and resolved were not just for you. They would impact the whole, you know, cluster of people in that server space or whatever, in that instance at least. But you would probably see a difference. So I would love to know if you're on Cormier or whatever, or even if you're not, because this is for all the game worlds. Should make a pretty good difference. But the thing is it was really an issue more for the 64-bit client than the 32-bit client. This really wasn't an issue until you started utilizing the expanded footprint that the 64-bit server allows. But even so, it certainly wouldn't hurt on the regular game worlds either to get any kind of issue resolved, even if it's somewhat hidden by the 32-bit nature of the server. Yeah, animal companions is really the phrase we've used, although that's not the most accurate phrase in the world either, is it? But because we got those summonable skeletons and such. How's Cordo? I'm doing good. I am looking forward to a couple of weeks of mostly off work. You know, when you've got this kind of position, you're always a little bit on, because you do have to keep an eye on the forums and things like that. But things should chill out pretty good for the next couple of weeks, and I've got my son visiting over Christmas, and I think we're going to have a pretty awesome Christmas. I think Santa's going to bring some cool stuff to the house, and should be a fun time, so... let me, just real quick, I'm going to turn my camera off a second, mute my mic, just a second. Okay. Oh, the sound filter that Lotro has? It would be cool, Kobold Warlord. I don't know how feasible that is. I think that may be really only possible through the very different sort of... Because, you know, the two games have diverged in a lot of ways over the years. And DDO was built on a slightly earlier version of what was then called the Turbine Engine. And so I don't actually know that that may be possible, but it would be cool, wouldn't it?
The Battle Master and destroyed her arenas. Now that you've deprived the Night Brigade of their best trained...
Alright, let's see how we do, huh?
It would be easier to bring the gang to their knees.
Why, sure, I'll take a Solar Gem of Double Strike. And a Gold Festival coin. Merry Christmas, DDO. Thank you for looking out for me. That is a nice gem. First time running the dungeon on Kyber. So I guess what I mean to say is that, you know, there's no problem with rare loot in DDO. And you're just bad at playing the game if you're not getting the loot that you want. I think that's really the holiday message I want to send. I am, of course, kidding. But, and, you know, we have been listening to your feedback on drop rates. We'll see where we are in 2025. But, if, for example, Update 71 here does have some nice additions to drop rates of things, and Festival also has turned out pretty good this year.
High atop a tower. You ready yourself for the inevitable climb up the stairs.
Is years away, presumed. If it goes well, Daybreak might come up with some other properties. I am only peripherally aware because, as you say, they are also published by Daybreak. So I have heard the EQ news that they are working on a, like, sort of a, whatever it is you describe, a new version of EQ. And, but I don't know any details about it. As to whether it's probably a start of a trend, I mean, never say never on anything, but I think that is specific to the world of EverQuest and not really part of some kind of long-term agenda on the part of others. So I don't think so. I don't think so. But maybe. I do occasionally, like, we have weekly meetings with the various community managers across Daybreak just to share notes and help understand each other's things, and occasionally we'll help out with each other a bit. I am sort of designated as sort of a, oh my gosh, we need extra people for Magic the Gathering Online, and there's a couple of people in the other studios who were like, if I really need to call in, you know, the Fire Brigade or something like that, I've got a couple of people designated that I can do that with. But for the most part, we're all our own thing.
You try the door at the top of the stairs, only to discover that it's barred shut on the other side. But you notice a gap at the bottom of the door. Something could squeeze in there.
I love that we've got this rat mechanic right now, and my thoughts about what we could do with this are super cool. You know, what if we have the ability to, you know, just take your character and turn you into a rat, even if, you know, there's some invisible physics and stuff going on. Just imagine what we might be able to do in the future. Could be pretty sweet.
The Grand Arcanist has made you a test subject in his labyrinth. Now to make your way out.
I would expect to see a game update, perhaps sometime in the new year to catch any remaining bugs we need to catch. Perhaps if anything crops up, but we're looking pretty stable right now, heading through to the end of the year for, say, the Update 71 quests and such. Update 71.1, which we were able to get out last Thursday, took care of, I think, a majority of the, you know, kind of issues that would be like, do we really want to go with this through the break? So we'll, but if there is going to be another kind of bug fix patch, it'll probably happen sometime in January. Yeah, oh, I know that there is that Varsh one. We have a little bit of weirdness still involving this kind of rat mechanic, particularly involving, say, like, hirelings and pets. And that's just something we'll have to correct as soon as we can.
You hear a small voice in the corner, beckoning you over.
Yeah, it is kind of fun, although, like, you can see on the stream here, like, the hireling hat is still available, and that probably shouldn't be. Or the Frogo hat is still available. We'll have to do a little polish on that yet. Will Sev or Tolero appear in the stream on January 7th next year? First off, I think it's January 10th. And no. Not that we don't want to have them on or won't bring them on, but as for the very first show of the year, no. Specifically because I know that we have a lot that we're working on, and I know that Severlin will be busy with the other game side. We've just this week kind of made some announcements that are relevant to Friday, January 10th there. And so there's just not going to be time or opportunity to do that. But I would expect sometime in the new year, sure. We'll get Sev on again for a general Q&A, and probably have a lot more to say once we are closer on the producer's letter and things as well. So yes, but might be a bit. So I did find all the notes last time I was here. So I know it can be done, but it is a little bit of work. You could probably run a more efficient version of this quest for sure, if you wanted. Oh, that's right, actually. I do want to go this way. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, all I know about the EQ stuff is that something was said about it in their kind of end-of-the-year letter here. So I would just encourage you to go there and see whatever they might have said. But I myself don't remember off the top of my head. Is this the best D&D Christmas that we have had in many years? I think it might be. We have had a lot of pretty good D&D swag here in 2024. Not even mentioning the new 24 editions of the manuals and things. So I'm going to say if you're trying to buy holiday gifts for the D&D fan in your life, you have got a lot of choices these days, don't you? It is. Perhaps someone's gonna. Maybe it'll be you. Maybe it'll be you if you ask for a bunch of D&D stuff for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. Could be a pretty sweet year, huh? people have had lots of things to get you. Yeah, this household has purchased the new DM's guide as well. I've already opened up and read my copy, and then I've got a copy for my son that's he'll be getting under the tree this year. And I think the quality of these new books has been real fun, real good for me. I've been enjoying it a lot. I haven't played with the Bastions yet, though. Has anyone in chat by any chance done Bastion stuff in your campaign? I'd be curious to know sort of what you think. It's true, I'm also semi-waiting impatiently, because it's really not going to be till the Monster Manual that we have our full set, right? But they weren't kidding that it seems to be pretty flexible in terms of using 5e stuff. I don't know that I have an opinion yet on Bastions. Like I say, I haven't really played with it myself, so all I've done is just read the section in the book and said, that's neat. I'm not actually in a regular tabletop campaign right now, so that's part of it, is I haven't had much opportunity, other than with my son here, thankfully, so we'll be doing that over Christmas. I'm sure we'll be playing some D&D.
You found your way through the twists and turns
But,
of the Grand Arcanist's maze.
That's it. I haven't, like, in terms of, like, people my age or that sort of thing, I haven't had a chance to really play it yet. But I rolled up a fighter for my son's campaign, so mechanically I've been able to check out some of the fighter stuff, and I really like what I've been using so far there.
What's this? How did you get in here? You've ruined my experiment.
So between DDO and, Dungeons & Dragons as a whole, I think it's a heck of a 2024. Got a lot of good stuff. I know that there are some really cool events happening as well over the next couple of weeks. I hear, for example, that Axel on Saturday is going to have Tavern Tales and some other folks on to do a live stream year in review, and I believe that year in review is going to be on Axel's YouTube channel, presumably Twitch as well. So that is tomorrow. I think something starting maybe-ish around noon Eastern, I think. And then there's also the New Year's raiding event that Axel's organizing as well, so that'll be really cool. And I don't know, I'm working on Monday and maybe even a little bit on Tuesday before I'm totally out. But if you've got a player event happening over the New Year's break yourself, let me know, and I'll schedule something on social media about it. I was at one point hoping to be on that show with Axel, but unfortunately my schedule won't permit it. So, because I got to be driving to Boston Logan. I assure you, being on Axel's podcast would be way more fun than driving to Boston Logan on Saturday. And yes, it is noon Eastern on Twitch. I know, Boston Logan, man, it is something else. It is something else. Thankfully, it just keeps getting worse, so... It's true, taking the Silver Line to Logan from South Station is a pretty good way to go. Depends if you gotta park your car or not. Yeah, actually, we got snow this afternoon in Massachusetts, and my house looks like there's at least a couple inches of snow on the ground right now. And it just fell this afternoon. We went from green grass to, you know, a couple inches of snow on the ground. How curious.
You've brought an end to the Grand Arcanist and his strange experiments along with him. One more of the Night Brigade's lieutenants has been dealt with.
Well, here we go. Not that I need a lunar gem of charisma, but I can certainly put it in my bank for someone who maybe in the future could use charisma. Looking good though. Yeah, this one's not a solar though, this is a lunar, but... Well, you know, I mean, I think the percentage on Elite is not really that different. And just like with Myth Drenner, it's mostly about a few particularly rare items, I think. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show, which means that's going to wrap up the year. For me, here on Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDOstream. If you're watching on YouTube, it really does help spread the word, not just about the game, but about this show. If you do like and subscribe, so please consider doing so. Thank you, everyone who's joined me this year on Twitch. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. We've got streams happening over the break on DDO Stream. You can find our schedule over there. Some people are taking, obviously, holiday breaks to spend time with family and friends and such as well. So it'll be a little spottier on Twitch here in the coming weeks. But we do have streams happening, including streams later today and throughout the weekend. So thanks, everyone, for watching. I will see you on January 10th with more Fridays at 4. Hope you have a good one. See you in 2025. Bye-bye.